Yeah, now we live. We're going to get straight to it. First and foremost, we want to give all praises to our Father, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Rakak, Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered abroad. All right, those presented the bodies as a living sacrifice. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners that look like the other nations, likened unto the parable of the speckled bird. All right, Shalom unto 144,000, the house of David, the governing body of the kingdom to come. All right, and the 1/3 helpers of the prophets, the men, women, and children that not only hearers of this word but doers of this word. I want to say Shalom. So, the elders of all Israel, the apostles, the elder apostles of Great Millstone, starting with Tahar on down, deemed this year, all right, the year of YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, turning up, man. All right, and the Most High, through his Son, is going to turn up, man. All right, he's going to bring a bunch of evils upon the earth, man. What does evil mean? Bad time. All right, because when you think about it, we still haven't. If we were going to refer to Babylon the Great is America, 2008, right, with the whole housing bubble, they still haven't fixed that, right? Everything that has been exasperated through this whole, scamdemic, 2019, 2020, 21, all right, they haven't. So as you've seen, it's just compounded problems that they can't deal with, and it's all going to come crashing. This is why things is, leading up to such a heavy
that's
state.
The spirit, that's why and Obadiah says thou art greatly despised, because going back to those problems that you didn't fix, the problems with Iran, i.e. Persia, you know what I'm saying? The problems with Russia, you know what I'm saying? i.e. Magog, you know what I'm saying? You've never fixed these issues, and they continue to compound, you know what I'm saying? And yet you sit there and you feel like you're never going to be taken down, man.
Right.
So you feel like you don't have to fix those issues.
And so what? Nah, come on. Because it goes, like you said, in Obadiah, thou art greatly despised. Whoever the so-called white man go, Esau, Edom, even the other heathen nations, you see what I'm saying, have a disdain towards Esau, man. They starting to see, and because of the internet, all right, the unicorn, everybody is able to see how this dude moves, because history has been altered, right? What they say, the winner rewrite, writes the history or whatever, so
it's his story, you know what I'm saying?
When everything is of the story of Yahweh.
History is written by the victor, it says.
So they're trying to erase that critical race theory with its critical race historical facts, like the Elder Malcolm brings out, just little things, man, them playing soccer ball with the heads of the Latin tribes of Northern Kingdom, them allowing gator bait for the Southern, you want to throw that out of there as if they're not going to be judged on what they're going to get. And this is why the evils is coming, because the scriptures say that the world was made for the elect's sake, man, for Israel's sake. All right, Yahshua Allah. All right, yeah, we are the sons of Yasharallah. You see what I'm saying, out here in Colorado Springs, Yasharallah, Yah, he, Shah, Prince, Allah, power. We the princes of power, man. And we try to reap that reward, that promise, pursuant to Romans 9:4, all right, which is given unto the Israelites that listen and obey and do his word, man.
And you got Elder Gabar bringing out Yasharayallah, or seed of the power.
Where Jezreel in the Hebrew, Yazarayallah. You know what I'm saying? Seed of God, seed of the power.
Because you were saying that this place is made for our sakes, man. But look at the state of Jake, man. And going into 2022, which is the point that we're trying to get, the Most High is going to open up on you motherfuckers, man. You've seen some scoffers of the apostles go down, man. We've seen brothers of this like and faith, man, go down, man. So now it's high time to turn up that fire, man. To stop waxing lukewarm, man.
Can you bring out Second Esdras, chapter 16, verse 18, BAHASHAM? Yeah, because see, this is why YAHAWASHI is coming as a thief in the night. He's not going to come as a thief in the night unto the elect, because we watching and praying. 16 and 18. Right? So Jake gonna get caught by surprise, man. You know? Still wondering about all of the you know, Roman Coliseum games, your football, your basketball, right? Your strip clubs, chasing women, so on and so forth. When there's greater things that is given unto us, which is this wisdom, knowledge, understanding of this truth, all right, in order to maneuver out the way of the wrath of YAHAWASHI.
Well, history just repeats itself, because that's what Jake was doing back in Rome. You were going to the gladiator fights, and while the ancient apostles was preaching who you were, man. You didn't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? This is Second Esdras 16 and 18. The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in the fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come?
Right. So
that's asking that question.
God. And this is how you know the Apocrypha is sound, because YAHAWASHI said the beginning of sorrows. All these things are the beginning of sorrows. So that same term, beginning of sorrows, is in Second Esdras in the Apocrypha. And if something is beginning, that means it's just starting. It's just initiated. All right? Meaning, this is the year to turn up. All right? So the song just started. You know how in the beginning, let's say if your hip-hop song, you got the little hi-hats playing, and then like 10, 15 seconds later, the 808 start pumping, and then your vocal, you feel me, things start,
snares,
you know, the building up. You see what I'm saying? So he's building things up. Y'all thought this was crazy. It's going to get worse. It's going to go from bad to worse, man. All right? And if you don't have the covering of YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, all right, the wisdom of this knowledge, of the scriptures, of your truth, you're going to be asked out. You're going to be asked out. All right?
You know, the Most High, he putting that lighter fluid on the barbecue coals, man. You know, that fire starts to die down. What you do, you get the accelerant, and you spray the coals, and it ignites again and heats up. You know, and that's like a representation of what the Most High is getting ready to do, man. The Edomites lost one of their biggest celebrities, man. You know, didn't even make it to the 3 digits, man.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
You know. So when it said the beginning of great famine, that's twofold. All right, we already seen a beginning of the famine of the word, right? We got to talk in code, all right, because of the algorithms. Even the algorithms, all right, is coming on the code. We trying to move, you know, to Odyssey, BitChute, you know, and even, you know, eventually we know in the spirit that that's going to be cut off, you know, because the internet was created as a military operation, right? So, but the Most High created just to spread the word. Remember it say in Matthew, until this gospel be preached into all kingdoms and nations, then shall the end come. All right? So because of everybody having, you know, internet on their cell phones and so on and so forth, all right, this is how the true gospel of the script, him being a so-called black man, YAHAWASHI, him dying for his people, the nation of Israel being the so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, how he coming back in chariots, you know, what is called UAPs and UFOs, all the, you know, the market, MOTB being the chip, so on and so forth, you know. Yeah, I can bring that up.
Con, this is Amos 8:11, you know, because this is the year of the turn up, so things are going to get difficult for everybody, right, including the men of the Lord. You know, we saw the Apostle Tahar, he had to make another channel, and that's not going to be forever, right? You know, so this is Amos chapter 8, verse 11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor of thirst for water, but of hearing the words of YAHAWAH.
Right, so you see what I'm saying? And how do you hear the words from YAHAWAH? like it says in, what is that, First Thessalonians, that shall consume them by the spirit of his mouth. It's the prophets, man. All right?
Those watchmen pursuing Isaiah. The Most High has presented you watchmen that watch for your souls, man. You know what I'm saying? His sheepdog, so to speak.
Right. Because on the left hand and the right hand side, they have to disclose what's about to come. On the right hand side, we're disclosing, all right, the wrath that's to come through YAHAWASHI. Right. On the left hand side, Hashatan and Esau, the physical counterpart, has to say the things that he's doing, which is just Yahweh using him to do the will on that left hand side. All right. So that's why they put things in movies and they do this and that, and you got to put the pieces together. All right. While the Most High gave his secrets unto his prophets. Matter of fact, get that in Amos 2, since we right there, and then we're gonna get back in the second Esdras. So the prophets is putting the pieces together for you, man. You see, that's why he set up elders in this thing. There's an order, all right, and you got to come under the chain of command, all right, because that's how things work. When you was in school, you was learned about the the animal kingdom. You know, we're not beasts, even though if you don't have these laws, statutes, commandments, you are as a beast. That's the scriptures say. You know, but there was a pyramid-like structure almost, all right, where the bottom is the prey for each top tier. You see what I'm saying? So using that metaphorically, you see what I'm saying? You know, we, how do you say, eat the food that has, the spiritual food that has been given from YAHAWASHAM, YAHAWASHI, to the angels down to the elders, in order for, those under them, you see what I'm saying, to grow in the spirit, you know?
Hey, that's the spirit, because I did a lesson where I talked about, being lukewarm, and you got to picture us brothers as, walking up to YAHAWASHI with a bowl of a hot, you're supposed to have a hot meal for him, and if you don't have enough oil in that lantern, keeping that bowl hot, you know what I'm saying? He's going to spew you out, man.
That's right. And this is why YAHAWASHI, you ought to pray like this: Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, man. And YAHAWASHI was the bread of life.
And that's not just physical, like food, but also you want to have that spiritual bread so you can feed the flock yourself.
That's exactly what it was. You see what I'm saying? And remember, he said, these things I do, you can do greater. Didn't YAHAWASHI, with a couple of loaves of bread and fish, multiply it? So what we're giving, like you just said, we not necessarily multiply it as in adding extra to it, but we're feeding, the sheep as commanded, from YAHAWASHI to the head, the rock of the church, Peter, all right, which was David, in order to consistently edify the church, the ecclesia, all right, the assembly of Israelites.
And there's a lot of prophets out here teaching, that's being multiplied, man.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You have many men, not just here in Great Babylon, but in these other countries, pursuing like it was back when Paul was around, man. You know what I'm saying? Nothing new under the sun, man. Those spirits are being woken up, man. The elders kind of like, Apostle Paul and spreading that word, and the brothers getting that fire and preaching it all throughout the Roman Empire, all throughout Thessalonica, everywhere, man.
That's why the Romans.
For you too,
That's why the Romans expelled, your Jews, your Israelites back then, because they was raising hell on them streets, man.
The apostle said it was
spreading the gospel.
It was damn near brothers on every corner.
Yeah, you feel me? And that's why he said there should be 1 million camps. You see what I'm saying? In New York City, in Chicago, right? In everywhere.
Dallas, Texas, LA.
Yeah,
there's no excuse for those cities, man. Anyways, this is Amos chapter 3 and verse 7. Surely the Lord will do nothing, but he revealed his secrets unto his servants, the prophets.
Right. He will do nothing, man. And when you go into that, that nothing, I want to say is debar, all right, which means word, man. So he's not going to show his word, but only unto his servants, those that do his will on the right-hand side, which are the prophets. So they're going to prophesy. All right? Before, phasai, all right? To say before the things happen. What's going to happen, man? It's plain on tables, man. You know?
That's right.
So if you could go back to 2nd Ezra 16, you feel me? Because YAHAWASHI is going to turn up. Watch it now. See, last year was the year and coming of our Lord YAHAWASHI, the hasting and coming of our Lord of YAHAWASHI. And we seen the hasting by these prophecies consistently, bum, bum, bum. All right?
Popping like popcorn.
You know?
Man. You good up?
Yeah.
Verse 19, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment.
Right. You see what I'm saying?
Which means correction.
Exactly. So the Most High's, and remember, he corrected those that he loved as his son. So the reason why he's correcting everybody, you see, because Israel is scattered throughout all nations, man. You see what I'm saying? So he's not doing it for everybody else. He's doing that for, which will eventually be punishment. But remember, the judgment shall start at the house of the Most High. All right? Because the ultimate punishment is when he literally, physically comes back, all right, in that fathership and send these laser beams to fucking fry your shit, man.
And that's the spirit out, because his true elect are gonna see what? The signs of the times, and they're gonna be like, oh shit, what's going on? And they're gonna seek, out of the book, man.
Well, doesn't it say in the script that thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power? You see what I'm saying? So when YAHAWASHI turn up, when he allows the elect to turn up, these miracles, you feel me? Healing people, you know what I'm saying? Doing things that seem supernatural, metaphysical.
That's right.
Over and beyond the physical physics of this realm. Spiritual power from the spiritual realm into this physical material realm. You see? So that's on that side. Wait till you get to the next verse. Verse 19.
I read 19. I'm on 20.
Oh, 20. Slash.
But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges.
Right. So they're not, the 2/3 is not thinking, why is this happening? You feel me? They're not in a critical thinking mind. You see what I'm saying? And quick little testimony. I remember I don't know if it was high school, college, or whatever, but they was always bringing out, critical thinking. It was undergrad, college and shit. And I remember the first thing that always come to my mind would be like EMS, he's in critical condition. When I looked up the word critical, as if your life depends on it. It's critical, right?
Like you must do it.
Yeah. So critical thinking is literally you thinking because it's life or death, man. So the scourges that's coming, the 2/3 is not having no type of critical thinking. Okay? Why are these things happening? Is my life in the hands of the Most High? Am I going to be,
but the 2/3 don't think like that. They're like, you know what they think? They're like, you know what? This is going on. Esau got it, man. He gonna figure it out,
Yeah.
Woe to them that trust in Egypt, because they are many, man. Pursuing back to Isaiah, man. 2/3 of our people, they refuse to take accountability, man. Is really what it is. They think this is all just random happenstance, man. They don't see that everything is intertwined, because the Most High didn't give them the vision to see, bro. Their minds are closed, because lest they be saved, man.
I'm gonna read 2nd Ezra 14.
16?
Nah, 6. That was pretty much the point.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a good chapter. There's a lot of meat on there. But,
yeah, I was about to say.
This is 2nd Ezra 14. I'm gonna start at verse 7. And now I say unto thee, so this is the angel talking to Ezra. Esdras is just the Greek or Latin version of the prophet Ezra.
In Hebrew, Isaiah.
Isaiah. All right. Verse 8, that thou lay up in thine heart the signs that I have showed, and the dreams that thou hast seen, and the interpretations which thou hast heard. So does it say in Joel, all right, that upon all flesh shall he give his spirit to, and your young man shall dream, you know,
he shall pour his spirit out on all flesh.
So we're supposed to lay this up in our heart, our love, which is our mind, man. All right,
that's the spirit, because I told you about that dream.
God.
You know, so it's not just going to be, you know, brothers in the faith either, man. He said all flesh. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's a sign of the time, because his elect and his men, his prophets, are doing what? They're measuring the time diligently, man. You know, so you're going to see, as you saw the day of so-called New Year's, you saw damn near every camp in America going out, man. Whoever could went out, man. And you're going to see a consistent high-frequency fire of constant videos being put out. Abaratazah, man. You know what I'm saying?
And to put it out there, all right, January 1st is not the new year, man. All right? There is nothing new in the dead of winter. Well, it all depends on your spring equinox.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? It could happen in late March. It could happen in early April. You see what I'm saying? But either way is when, that's why the term spring, when life springs forth. This is when your rabbits start to populate.
So it's a new year springing forth.
Yeah, right, exactly. Your flowers, the green trees, everything is dead right now. Your bears come out of hibernation, so on and so forth, man. All right. January goes back, just like the days of the week. All right. Yeah. All the days of the week are named after Greco-Roman pagan gods, man. All right. That's how you know Friday night sundown to Saturday night sundown is not the Sabbath, man. All right. Because that goes back to, you know, the Amalek, all right, their so-called Sabbath is on Saturday. Saturday is named after the god Saturn, man, which is not an anagram for Satan. You feel me? The god of time. You see what I'm saying? And anyway, but just like the weeks, the months are named after Greco-Roman pagan gods as well. January is named after the Roman god Janus, which is the god of new beginnings. All right, with one head facing back towards you and a new head facing forward. You see what I'm saying? And there was, you know, a bunch of rituals that went down into it, orgies and so on and so forth, new relationships, this and that, just like how you see with Jake.
And going into this new year, you know, the same things were happening.
Yeah, you know, and you can see a bunch of memes like I seen earlier. 50 Cent, he had a meme on Instagram. It was a woman and she had abs. She was like 100 sit-ups, and on the other one, it was like one bend over, and she was pregnant with not on belly. And he said in the caption, you feel me, like basically what I'll be thinking. For 1 week, y'all go to the gym, and then the week after that, it's over with, and then you do that every year. You know, like it's Jake is a follower, man. Trendy, anything that's trending. Oh, because these people are talking about what they doing, their endeavors for the next new year. You got to tell everybody. Yeah, you got to tell everybody what you doing. Come on, man. See, look, even if we break down resolution, right? Matter of fact, let's get that, because a New Year's resolution is big. Let's break that down, all right? Because, you know, here at Sons of Yasharallah, all right, we go into the etymology of words, you know, taught to us by the elders of Great Millstone, all right? Because re already know means back, means again. Solution sound like solution, like to solve, like as if you got to solve a problem all over again. Yo, that'll be crazy if that's what it is. And then we gonna get back into the scripts, man. But this is how you study to show thyself approved, man. All right.
There's a lot of definitions.
A lot of definitions.
Yeah, but from the late 14th century, a breaking into parts from Old French or directly from Latin resolutionem, em at the end, for process of reducing things into simpler forms. Damn. Then I'm going down to the definitions word net. Resolution, a statement that solves a problem or explains how to solve a problem.
Right.
A formal expression by a meeting agreed to by a vote. The ability of a microscope or telescope to measure the angular separation of images that are close together.
So see, if you have a New Year's resolution every year, that means you're not coming to a meeting in your mind. You're not voting and solving the problems that you had in the year before. That means you're over. What do they say? If the definition of insanity is by doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome, man. All right? So, 2022, I'm going to do this and do that. You the same damn nigga. You a child, man. Doesn't the scripture say, when I was a child, I spoke as a child? Matter of fact, we have to get that too. You feel me? All right? Because the Most High is dealing with men. All right? He's dealing with men of the Lord.
Oh, Lou. Proto-Indo-European root meaning to loosen, divide, cut apart. Irresolution for assimilated form of in, not opposite of, resolution perhaps, or...
Right, so Lou, so the way you get that Lucian and Lou, right?
Yeah.
To cut apart, so you're trying to cut things out of your life.
And then to resolve, melt, dissolve, reduce to liquid.
Right. So you're trying to reduce things. So if you're doing this every 12 months with everybody, you see what I'm saying? That means that you're really not doing anything, man. You're in the same position that you was. Yeah, I'm good. I got my little
I want to be fucking funny and shit.
Yeah. But all right, so one, you're having a resolution. You're trying to cut out and make a solution for problems that you had. All right, again, read back again every year that is not even in the New Year time frame, man.
Well, you know, something just hit me. The Most High said, "What? I changed not." You know, so how much more the men of the Lord? You ain't supposed to be making no New Year's resolution as a man of the Lord, because why? We have our laws, statutes, and commandments. We have our ordinances of the Lord. He told us what to do. So how we gonna change every year?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm. So going back to 2nd Ezra chapter 14. So it said, verse 8, that thou lay up in thy heart the signs that I have showed. So the Most High showing signs, not in the heavens, and certain prophecies being fulfilled, and the dreams that thou hast seen. Many people have seen dreams. Matter of fact,
you want me to grab that?
What, Joel?
Yeah.
I mean we hit that point. The Corinthians, I spake as a child one. That one, no, I feel like that would be edifying. What is it? The dreams that thou hast seen. I was going to say on IG, there was this Edomite woman, right? And she said she was crying. She had a dream, and she said, "Oh, I had a dream, and Jesus told me you're an Edomite." I'm like, yo, I was dead. I was weak, bro. I'm like, yo, that's crazy, son. You see what I'm saying? But that's how you know this truth is going out. You see what I'm saying? Breaking down the covering cast over all nations, man. Because we're not only telling our people who they truly are, we're also telling these people who they are, man. You know, their biblical original names, from Edomites, Moabites, Ammonites, Elamites, all right, Ishmaelites, so on and so forth.
Like the apostle said, we're not failing to declare everything unto you. We're giving you the bitter and the sweet. You know what I'm saying? I got the Corinthians, 1 Corinthians 13 and verse 11. When I was a child, I spake as a child, and I understood as a child.
Right.
I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things,
man. All right. And the things of this world is childish, man. And the child wants to do anything that pleases the flesh, man. This is why they want your Pop-Tarts and your candies, and
they have no discipline.
Exactly. Video games and play. Life is all play and laughter. But Micah 2 and 10 says what? Arise ye and depart. But this is not your rest, man. This ain't time for play, man. All right, this shit is serious. We talking life or death here, man. You think we just out here bringing out the scriptures for entertainment?
A con though, you know, and that's the when you look at a child and you look at it from that perspective, you see how childlike we are compared to the Heavenly Father, man. What does Jacob want to do? They want to bullshit and party, man. This truth, man, is really burdensome to them because they weren't given the love of the truth, man. They weren't given the love of the Mashayak, man. Because really, this is fun, man. Like us brothers, we look forward to meeting up, bringing out the scripts, standing strong in whatever season, as you see the snow on the ground. You know what I'm saying? It's not grievous, man.
And it's about 40 right now. If the weather yesterday was today, we would have still been out here. You feel me? It was damn near.
It was -10 almost.
You know? So it is what it is, man. In a season, out of season. All right? But see, you have to have a spiritual discernment. Okay? He said, you know, we're little ones in the faith, referring to the elect. We have to come as a child in that submissive state. You see what I'm saying? However, all right, we're not a babe when it comes to the milk. All right, we desire the meat so that we can grow thereby. All right, the body needs certain protein intake in order for the bones and the marrow and the to grow, man. All right. After you have been weaned off the milk, that's when your growth spurt starts to hit in your pubescent stage. You know? So when we don't understand as a child no more, we think as a man. He said, gird up thy loins as a man. He's looking for disciplined men, soldiers, man. This is why he had a limit in the law, in the the Torah, all right, at age 20, man. You feel me? To go to war. And you really become a man at the age 12. Because YAHAWASHI left his parents. Exactly. You see what I'm saying? Because if you talk to our grandparents and great-grandparents, by the age of 10, 11, 12, you feel me?
A lot of them was working.
Women was cooking for the siblings and for the house. You know what I mean? They had their period. Men, was creating semen. They was doing yard work, helping. They, like you said, working and so on and so forth. You see what I'm saying? Your muscles start to get content. You might get a little buzz on your face. You know what I'm saying? So, but to continue on, this is Book of Samuel chapter 14, and the interpretations which thou hast heard. Remember, there's no private interpretation. So the interpretation is the correct interpretation, the true doctrine that the Most High has given unto the elders of Great Millstone. So we're supposed to lay it up in our heart. You feel me? Verse 9. For thou shalt be taken away from all, and from henceforth thou shalt remain with my son. Woo! And with such as be like thee until the times be ended. So Ezra, you feel me, he was going to die eventually and go back to the spirit world, you feel me, and be with him, you see what I'm saying, till the times be ended. Whether that the Most High sent him back into another vessel or not, so on and so forth. Verse 10.
Well, the times are being ended now.
Exactly. Verse 10. For the world hath lost his youth, and the times begin to wax old. For the world is divided into 12 parts, and the 10 parts of it are gone already, and half of a 10th part. So that world you're talking about is of Israel. You see what I'm saying? That 12 parts is the 12 tribes. 10 tribes already went to America. You feel me?
That's right.
That's why I said a half of a 10th part. All right, Levi was scattered, throughout all. But for the most part, Levi, Benjamin, and Judah, all right, still had to go on them slave ships through, West Africa to come over here to fulfill prophecy, man.
Well, they stuck together as a southern kingdom.
Verse 12, and there remaineth that which is after the half of the 10th part. Now therefore set thine house in order, and reprove thy people, comfort such of them as be in trouble, and now renounce corruption. Let go from thee mortal thoughts, cast away the burdens of man, put off now the weak nature. See? And that's crazy, because let go from thee the mortal thoughts, man. We supposed to be thinking of immortality, that kingdom mindset. You see what I'm saying? God. You see what I'm saying? Like literally a ruler. You see what I'm saying? You can't be thinking in this little human being in captivity in Babylon under Esau. What am I going to do about this and that? Hell no.
You know, and you know, the apostles back in the day, they used to always say this term that stuck with me, man, a rulership mentality, man. You know, that's what it's about, man. And what is a rulership mentality, man? Not you got to know that you're above this worldly shit, man. You're not obviously not walking around prideful, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you have a rulership mentality. Like, would a king do that, man? Would a king do this? You know what I'm saying? Would a king do that?
Con. Zebulon Warrior says Shalom.
Hey, Shalom, Mark.
He brought out a nice script. It's Ephesians 4:22. That ye put off concerning the former conversation, the old man, which is corrupt according to the deceitful lust.
And that's what this truth is about. Becoming a new man. So whatever you did in the world, you don't do in this truth, man. And for some it's easier than others, man. You know, you got to put down the cigarettes, man. You got to put down the weed. I'm using myself as an example, man. You got to put down that petty anger that you might have been a soldier. You might have been a hood savage. You know what I'm saying? You might have been a dope dealer. You got to put that old man off to the side. You know, because when you really look at it, you coming into a fold, man. And if you keep that old man, you got other brothers in jeopardy.
Yeah, Con. That's right. You know, listen. That's why old wineskin, new wine can't fit in old wine. It's gonna bust the old wineskin, man. Con. That's why I said to be born again, man. All right, you gotta just like Apostle Gabar said in the camp. You gotta fully immerse yourself in the water. You know how John the Baptizer would baptize you. But, spiritually speaking, you got to fully immerse yourself into the word, man, which is this water, all right, these living waters, man, So when it said this, to set down house in order, all right, whether you have a wife, a woman, kids, or whatever, you feel me, or yourself, because, a house is, like your body, man, set it in order, man, get everything in prioritize, man. What's the first priority? Doing this work, number one. You see what I'm saying? And everything else, unto your discretion, you follow up behind that. All right, but that's what it means in order. All right, what does it say in Corinthians? Let all things be done decently and in order.
That's right.
Right? Reprove thy people. What do you think we doing now? All right, cry loud, lift up thy voice as the trumpet and show Jacob their sins. That's all right, we're reproving the people, man. You 2/3, all right? You know what I'm saying? Well, they're going to die anyway. But those that is, of that hopeful elect, you feel me? They're going to get rebuked. What does it say in Proverbs that reprove, roughly paraphrasing, rebuke a wise man and he shall thank thee or praise thee or something, And
you rebuke a fool and they'll basically get angry with you.
Yeah, exactly.
Matter of fact, I'm going to look that one up so we don't butcher it.
Proverbs 8.
Proverbs 9, select. Proverbs 9 and verse 8, reprove not a scorner lest he hate thee, rebuke a wise man and he will love thee.
Love thee, that's right, yeah. He will love thee, man, because he would understand that you put me on the path to life, man. You showed me the way, which is really showing him YAHAWASHI. And really, it wasn't even us. Because you can't choose YAHAWASHI. YAHAWASHI chooses you, man.
That's right.
All right? You was given up, first and foremost, all right? Yahweh being the father of spirits, all right? He created the first spirits, being YAHAWASHI and the elect, all right? Because the elect is known as the first fruits, all right? So is YAHAWASHI. YAHAWASHI was the first spirit created, and those that will be likened unto him, man. All right, sort of like his kinsman, his foe, man.
That's right.
So it only makes sense that those that was with him, since the beginning, hear his voice and follow him wherever he goeth, man. You see what I'm saying? It's kind of like, when your son is in the womb of his mother and you constantly talking to him every time you go to night, talking to the stomach and all of that. Yeah. And when he come out, you can be in another room and you can be talking and he started making noise and getting happy and all that because he recognized his father's voice. That voice has been with me since the embryo, man. You know? Exactly. And the elect was here since the foundation of the world, man. Jeremiah 1. All right? Before I knew thee, before I declared thee to be a prophet, before I made thee, you know, in the womb of your mother's belly, you know? But to get back, and then we're going to jump into something else. Let's see, verse. Well, yeah, so it says, reprove thy people, comfort such of them as be in trouble. So this is verse 13. So this is what we're doing. Remember, this is the good news, the gospel, glad tidings, man. All right, so we're comforting our people with this, man. All right, you are the princes of power. All right, we're going to get rewards. We're going to be on top. We're going to have our enemies, you know, in slavery. You know, we're going to be at peace, the kingdom of heaven. And now renounce corruption. How do we renounce the corruption? Babylon is corrupt, man. And then shall the wicked be revealed. All right?
And also becoming that new man amongst ourselves, man. You know, we gotta renounce our own corruption.
That old man. You know, renounce it. See that old
and it feels and it truly feels good to be able to say that you're a new man, right?
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah. People don't recognize you. Yo, this is not the cousin or the brother or the son that I knew. Yeah, of course not. I was born again. That old me died, man. And I died daily, like Paul said. You see what I'm saying? We not these old people anymore, man. All right? This is why he said that my people shall surname themselves after me, basically. Why you think we had Hebrew names, man?
That's right.
You know? Because we understand our true nationality, bro. You know? We're not fucking Americans. You see, I mean, by citizenship.
Yeah, that first, middle, last shit. No, we have our Hebrew names, and then Bond, you know, whatever tribe, and then you can go further. You can say then Bond Yasharala. You know, that's our traditions, man.
Let go of the mortal thoughts, cast away the burdens of man. Put off now the weak nature. See, he not looking for see, when it says weak nature, all right, the nature of the carnality of this flesh, because remember with Paul, for YAHAWASHI is made strong when thou art weak. You see what I'm saying?
That's right.
So meaning we have to go through a lot of hell, you feel me, to show more praises and exalt the name of Yahawah YAHAWASHI. But meaning put off that weak nature, that emotional bullshit that you used to go through, and not having the intellect to maneuver when shit doesn't go your way, man.
That effeminate spirit.
Tantrum is right. Effeminate, man.
You know? All right? It's not talking about being the rock in the gym and shit, man.
Hell no. Nah.
You know, that, I mean, that it does profit a little, but you know, it's talking about being hardened, man. God. You know?
What's the scripture in Proverbs as well? It goes on to say that a man that controlleth his spirit is better than a man that overtaketh the city, man. Imagine the two of us, all right, and we just completely destroyed Colorado Springs and have certain tributes and all that. And they like, yo, y'all the new rulers of Colorado Springs, right? We're through force, right? The Most High said that one that is able to control, you know, his anger, like you said earlier, you feel me? Or, police pull you over and settle, you know, when he doing corrupt shit, but you just like, yo, yes, sir, da. You feel me? That is better. Because you're moving and walking in the spirit, man. You're trying to be harmless as a dove and as wise as a serpent, because our time isn't now. All right? There will be under heaven, under the sun, there's a time for everything, man. And the time is to be healing and building right now. The time isn't to break down and to kill, because we're going to get that chance, Lord willing, man.
And that shows what? A more disciplined soldier, man. And realistically, if you're just an angry brute that can't control himself, realistically, a wise enemy knows just what to do to you. Just knows just what to do with you, man. You're going to run right into a pit, all angry and shit. You're not even going to be seeing everything around you. Right. That's going to be spiritual.
That's why in the boxing ring, the first 3 rounds is you gauging your opponent.
Feeling him out.
Yeah, you doing certain things and see how he react, man. You know, and that's what really the Esau is doing right now. That's what the Most High is doing. He's using Esau to see his elect. Are they going to be loyal to me or not? So let me throw this at him. Have you considered my servant Job? Right? That's him tested. That's that fire we're supposed to go through.
That affliction,
and we're all going to be tempted. All right, the hour of temptation. You're going to see, man. All right, and to a degree, it's starting now, but that truth is when they bring out that chip, man. All right. So it goes on to say, verse 15, and set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee. You see? Set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee. So every man, all right, has a certain, I don't want to say ailment, but a certain demon of depression or something like that.
Their own unique hell, like the elder was talking about.
There we go. I was looking for the word, Dwada. You know, that unique hell. So the thoughts that is most heavy unto you, for some brothers, it might be his woman, it might be his kid, it might be, you know, his job, making money, it might be certain family members, it might be certain ailments in the body, you know, so on and so forth. Cast that shit off, man. Put it at the feet of YAHAWASHI, man. What did YAHAWASHI say? All them that are laden with heavy burdens, come to me and ye shall seek rest. For my burden is light. Yeah, I was trying to you know? This is why right now we have a peace of mind. Why? Because we are having the mind of YAHAWASHI, man. Because the mind of YAHAWASHI conquered death already, man. The victory is already written. All right?
That's why the apostle said, come to this thing naked. You know, you got to look at YAHAWASHI as like the ultimate version of Customato, man. Mm-hmm. He's teaching you how to be a fucking champion. Mm-hmm. You're not going to go to the greatest coach of all time and be like, I know what the fuck I'm doing, man. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You got to take them punches and let him teach you why you're getting those, man. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But Customato, I think he might, so I mean, who knows?
So it goes on to say, and haste thee to flee from these times. For yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. See, so them greater evils is coming. The year of Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI turning up, man. This shit gonna be turned up to the max, to 40.
That stove getting put on high, man. You know? And what happens when you put that stove on high? You put that popcorn kernels on it, man. It's doing the Cornelius, you know, putting the kernels on the burner. What's going to happen? You know what I'm saying? They're going to pop, man. You know, and this is the year of the turn-up. The Putin, you know, not to really change subjects, but he's talking about, you know, NATO has 10 days to, you know, come to his agreements or his son, man.
Yeah, shit. The Middle East and everything over there is going to start getting crazy. It's going to turn up. You feel me? It's going to be to a point where it's like, you know, Jake, the 2/3 is going to be like, damn, if they're even thinking somewhat of it, laying it up, you know, damn, like World War III could pop off at any moment. But see, the hopeful elect know that certain prophecies has to come. So we know, I mean, hey, Revelation, how Elder Apostle always said, Apocalyptos 13 y, you know, 13, 14, 15, 16 y 17 y 18, right? Has to come to play before, you know, the missiles fly, right?
That's right.
So, but this is the year of YAHAWah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI turning up. So he going to turn up the pressure, probably not only with these draconian measures with the Vanessa, but also seeing certain things happen when it comes to the CBDCs, the central bank digital currencies, right? That being linked with the 5G, that being linked with the RFID, the Karagma, right?
You know, and also don't be surprised, you know, if Biden and NATO come to, you know, Putin's agreements, man. But what does the scripture say, man? They shall cry peace, peace, and sudden destruction shall come upon them, man.
Yeah, they should cry peace and safety. He probably gonna make sleepy creepy, like everything is all good. You feel me? And people actually believe that shit. But see, those
they're like, see, you guys was wrong,
and we gonna know better, man. Because all shit about to break loose.
That's right.
Because look what it say in verse 18, verse 17. For look how much the world shall weaken through age, so much the more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein. All right? So the evil is going to increase. What does that mean? Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI turning up. He going to turn up, man.
That's right.
Verse 18, for the time is fled far away, and leasing is hard at hand. For now hasteth the vision to come which thou hast seen. All right? So, as you can see, you feel me? This ain't no time to be 1 foot in the world, 1 foot in the truth, man. All right? A constant prayer of faith, because that's what's going to save us. All right? Endurance, because that's what's going to help us make it to the end. Wisdom and knowledge, because that's what's going to keep us stable in Jacob's trouble. You see, the scriptures already giving you the keys to the kingdom, man, which is the word, which is YAHAWASHI, man.
That's
He
right.
laid it all out.
That's right.
Through the spirit. You know?
That's right, Doc. You know, like we were talking about, man. The elders always say, you know, seek the ways of YAHAWASHI, man. He's giving you the blueprint, man. You know, he's giving you the blueprint. But, you know, 2/3 of the nation either don't give a fuck or want to do it their own way, man. You know what I'm saying? Either you want to be either you hear what the elders got going, you see the fruits that they created, and now you got to have your own doctrine, even though you coming off what they already taught. You know what I'm saying? Or you're just a 2/3 ass nigga, you know, fucking with guns and shit, you know, fucking doing whatever, man, selling dope or whatever you do, man.
I was gonna say, get Revelation 12:12.
Con, I got you up.
I'm about to go get my gloves real quick.
Con.
It's freezing, and then we go
You want me
get
to read it
into
off?
it. You can read it, break it down, go flow in the spirit.
Con. This is Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. You know, also, you know, the spirits, you know, the brothers that have passed on, you know, in YAHAWASHI, in this truth, man. You know, woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, you know, and we are the inhabitants of the earth, man. For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knows he have but a short time. So, you know, Esau Edom knows these scriptures, man. You know, he has his soothsayers, his Chaldees, his witches and warlocks, you know, and he consults them. And he knows that he have but a short time here in rulership, man. You know, he knows the prophecy, you know. Esau is the beginning of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. You know what I'm saying? Roughly paraphrasing. You know, so Esau Edom knows that he has but a short time to accomplish his agenda, man. You know, period, point blank. You know, so he's gonna come down with great wrath, man. With, you know, like the brother was bringing out a couple weeks ago, those austerity measures, man. Those draconian measures are coming out quick, man. You know what I'm saying? The more, and that's the thing, the more he sees, you know, Jake waking up across the four corners, the more he's gonna turn up just like the Most High is, man. You know? But I broke down that Revelation for you, 12 and 12. And I was saying that the more Esau sees Jake waking up, you know, the more he's going to turn up as well, man. Which is going to cause what? Yahawah to turn up his burner, man.
Bring out Romans 13:8. 13:8, because that coincides with Revelation 12:12. Because just like how you were saying, you know, Esau knows he has a short time, so he's turning up, and that's really YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI turning up.
Con.
On the left hand side.
Well, the heart of the kings is in the hand of the Most High, and he turn it whatsoever he will.
Well, yeah,
Revelation 13:8. Owe no man anything but to love one another, for he that loveth another hath fulfilled the law.
Keep reading down.
For this thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness, thou shalt not covet, And if there be any other commandment, it is briefly comprehended in this saying, namely, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
So keeping the law, obviously, as you can see, so Paul, ain't no YAHAWASHI, the law is still, you feel me, intact, man. No, not one jot or one tittle. But the point I'm probably missing with knowing this time that we should wake up out of our sleep. Yeah. I thought it was in 13. I could be wrong, man.
It's 11.
11
Chapter, no, it's chapter 13, verse 11.
11.
That's the right chapter.
Oh, so we have one more verse to go down
there. Yeah. Verse 11. And that knowing the time, that now is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believe.
Right. So going back to Revelation 12:12, for the devil knows we out a short time. So look, knowing the time that our salvation is nearer than we believe, man. Jake need to wake the fuck up, man. All right,
the elect.
Well, the elect is gonna wake up.
You know what I'm saying?
You know,
Jake gonna be asleep till that motherfucker hit.
Right? Yeah, straight up. They gonna be in REM sleep. You know, straight knocked out, not knowing what's going on, and just gonna die.
And honestly, that might be the Most High being merciful, because if every Jake got it and only some were chosen, you know, that would destroy a lot of Jake's minds, bro. Destroy a lot of their spirits. So it's kind of beneficial that they be asleep.
But but it says in Esdras that they shall know it through death, or after death through pain. You know, so they're gonna go through a lot of pain, and after death they're gonna understand that, damn, I should have, listened. I should have, knew that I was an Israelite, so on and so forth. Because the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American, all right, don't know who they truly are, man. All right, naming themselves after countries and social political constructs by our enemy. All right, you know what I'm saying? We do have enemies. We're not all one people, man. All right, the most, matter of fact, let's get that separated the nations. If you just type that into, I think it's in the Bible. Or it might be not Deuteronomy 32. So either one of the two. All right, I'm gonna try to do it first. Because we coming to a point now where, Deuteronomy 32. With Judah, right, the southern kingdom shall not vex Ephraim, the northern kingdom, and Ephraim shall not envy Judah, man. All right, we was oppressed together. All right, all this backbiting and fighting amongst the house. Yahushua said, you feel me, if a house is divided against itself, it shall not stand. How are you going to want to be, on your Kemetic shit or talk about kings and priests, all right, but you don't even know who you are, you don't know who your people are, you don't know who the enemy is, and you have no fucking kingdom, man. All right? So we had to come into this thing and not to have all our brothers or the so-called, anybody that understands this true doctrine, because you can look like anybody. Yeah. But the majority here in Babylon the Great, all right, is the so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, man. All right? It ain't about looks, man. The Most High doesn't judge according to appearance, man. All right? He scattered us among all nations. All right? And we intermingled and had sex with lots of women. They go yada. You know what I mean? So bring that out.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 8. Right. When the Most High divided the nations, their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam.
Wait. So the Most High is a separatist? God. So y'all want to claim this, we're all human beings.
Well, the word holy.
Yeah, Quadash, set apart, man.
Hey, so the word biblio, this literally means the separate book.
Exactly. Or books. Books. Yeah, biblios, right? The Latin, right? So that right there show you this book is isn't for everybody.
Come.
It's a set-apart book.
Come.
Holy means set apart. For who? The Israelites, man.
Come.
The 12 tribes of Israel.
Come.
The descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man.
That's right.
All right? He told us that we were to discontinue from our heritage. But in Baruch it says, in the land of all captivity shall we remember ourselves. You know, so we out here.
Yeah, he was trying to call your brothers. He said y'all was probably deep in the lesson. I was like, they're probably deep in the lesson. Try to let them know.
Yeah, so
I'm gonna run over there real quick.
yeah,
Be right back.
We're gonna put a quick prayer out for Mac, man.
Come on, man. I was like, bro, I've been telling this brother for a year.
Yeah, I know, bro.
And the brother Zebulon Warrior, before he dipped out, said the 11th hour is Israelite.
Yeah, well, you know. Yeah,
He set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel.
You see what I'm saying? So he set bounds, man. He said we shall be like, you know, the sands of the sea and the stars of the heaven, man. Innumerable. That's why I was damn near sin. You see what I'm saying? Israelites. Yeah,
For the Lord's portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance.
Right. So how can any other people be the Lord's people, man? In the Bible, it said that the Lord's people is Jacob, man. Jacob, when he fought the angel, he turned into Israel, man. That was his real name. You feel me? Because he went from a supplanter to a prince of power, man. You see what I'm saying? That he had.
So the blessing was meant for him.
Yeah.
How you gonna take the blessing from a man that literally fought an angel, bro? You know?
Yeah.
You got to think about like how the austerity of a man that could fight an angel for like an hour a day, man. The blessing was his, man. That's why the prophecy came out before they were born. So there was no confusion. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And that further proves that the Most High is a separatist, man.
Yeah.
Because even didn't Abraham separate Isaac from his brothers?
Yeah. He gave all the gifts when he was about to die to all his the 7 other children, because he had 8 children in total. All right. But then he gave the inheritance and the biggest,
all the everything he had
to Isaac.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? So he gave them little trinkets, Ishmael and the rest, the sons of Keturah.
That's why the Alexander couldn't invade Afghanistan. None of those nations could. You know, it's the graveyard of nations, man.
Yeah, yeah, that's a fact. I mean, there's a big history in Afghanistan of people trying to, from Russia to, America, and trying to, they just, and they're really Elamites, Afghanistan, Pakistan, India, Persia, all right, is Ilam, and if I'm not mistaken, it means young, So they got that young spirit in them. You see what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
To consistently fight. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Even though they're heathen,
Yeah.
But I was going to say, if you could get Deuteronomy 7:6, since we're on that,
I love that.
So one, there's a couple scripts that when you come into the truth, it automatically sticks with you forever.
You gotta get them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 7, and verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy power. The Lord thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
So if you're above, right, you are supreme, right? Supreme means to be above, all right, first, top notch, above the rest, all right? So not only did we read earlier in Deuteronomy 32 that YAHAWAH is a separatist, right here he's a supremacist. And who does he put supreme above all over nations? Israel, man. So where's these misconceptions that wacky-tacky Christianity come up with? That's why the Lord ain't dealing with you Christians, man. Because y'all don't read the scriptures, man.
Come on.
All right? it's not a hard thing. You see what I'm saying, to understand if the Spirit is upon you. See, he blinded, you feel me, damn near everybody but the elect. You know?
And they don't even see the hypocrisy in it. You got a big ass Bible, you go to church for 3 hours, you get 2 scriptures, 2.5 hours of songs, and 2 offerings.
Yeah. And then an hour, all them songs and shit.
And then like the apostle left to say, y'all go to the basement and you get you a plate of pork, man. Come on.
Yeah, your pop.
Or catfish, man. Come on, bro.
Yeah, that shit wild, bro.
Wild,
that
man.
Shit wild, bro. You be thinking about it like,
the same book that condemns it, y'all don't even have the nerve to open it up and see. You ain't even supposed to be eating that shit, man.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? When I woke up, right? I went to church. Well, it wasn't even. This was the beginning seeds. I didn't know I was Israel yet, but I was just like, I want to know the truth. You feel me? Of why my life is like this. Why life for everybody? Why is the world like this? Is 2015, right? Yeah. So I'm going to church, and he bring up 2 precepts, and then he start making jokes and shit. So I decided, fuck the sermon. I'm gonna read them 2 and read the whole chapter. I ended up reading like 5, 6 chapters in that 2 hours, where everybody else didn't have no Bible open, and I'm in the back by myself. Like, and then I went home. I'm like, yo, that's crazy, because it was some story. You feel me? That I'm like, I don't even remember it too much, but I remember after that I started looking on YouTube, and that's when I seen the elders. You see what I'm saying? And the rest of the other camps or whatever. But I'm just using as an example, because people will go. This is how you know you're not studying the Bible in church, because Wednesday nights is Bible study nights. So you have a specific night where you only study the script. But when you go to church on Saturday or Sunday, you're not studying the script. Because if that was the case, you would call church Bible study Sundays or some shit like that.
And then, like, it's clear they don't read, because what does the Most High say, man? I dwell not in tabernacles made with hands.
Right? You feel me?
And if these Christians came across that, then what are they going to say? This is the house of the Lord?
Nah,
Come on.
And then Jeremiah said, trust not ye in these prophets that said, this is the temple of the Lord. This is the temple. And every church you go into, this is the house of the Lord. Take off your hat.
Can you feel them? No, that's demons, bro. That's demons on you, bro.
You feel me?
Can't help but dance at the word of the
Lord.
Lord.
Listen, the Most High is not in none of these churches, man. All right? You're either going to receive it or you're going to forbear it, all right? But it is what it is. They don't have the true name, and they don't have the true gospel.
Hey, Salak, doesn't the Most High like shit indecently and in order? So how is a bunch of women screaming and shouting in the church what the Most High wants?
There's no edification in that.
Singing songs. Did he say I hate your songs and despise your feast days?
You know what's crazy? Now that you said that, so I'm at work. Quick testimony. My coworker, something about girls dancing, right? And he was like, how every time a girl danced, they put their hand up and they be like, hey, doing all of that with their tongue out and shit. And the coworker said he asked his auntie or his girl or whatever, yo, why you do that? And she was like, yo, at church where they start praising and they put their hands up and Jesus. So she used her twerking and shaking her ass, and why every time A's put their hands up, shaking their ass, to being in church and getting in a trance and put their hands up when they dancing to the fucking, the church songs and shit.
And the elders been said that's a demonic trance. Elder Yashawamba did a video on that. I think just a couple weeks back, man. That's a demonic trance, man. The Most High likes things decently and in order. So heads, a lot of them uncovered. They do be wearing hats, but
they get that.
They be speaking. You have the lady come up and address come on, man. What? If you really grew up Baptist, like I grew up the slave Baptist, right? And the church mother's sitting in the front row. What kind of shit is that, bro?
Yeah, that shit is crazy.
That's supposed to, you know what I'm saying? That's supposed to be for the men.
When
you really get into the scriptures.
But that's why around 12, 13, 14, maybe 15, usually, I don't even care if you're a 2/3 or not. Jake usually wake the fuck up and be like, I don't want nothing to do with this church. And if your mother still force you or your grandmother, whatever, you usually, I'm about to go to the bathroom, and then you chilling with other Jake in the back, talking shit. And
so you slide outside real quick.
Yeah, what we gonna do tonight? Or niggas is smoking weed or talking, listening to music and shit like that. You see what I'm saying? Because at a certain age, it's like the Most High just wake you up like, yo, this is some bullshit. It's nothing but hypocrites. It's the harlot house. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing but a fucking grove that people worship idols on. You know? You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, quick testimony, y'all. What did it for me is I was feeling like I was off. I was like, I ain't never get the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
I ain't never been one of them niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
I used to get sad about that shit. I used to get sad, bro.
Son, you're not the only one that I've heard. You know how many women I've heard that they felt like because they wasn't so-called speaking in tongues like the Holy Spirit.
That's another one, too.
And then they'll ask them, and then they'll take them downstairs, and they'll be like, yo, just follow us. And then they're like, yo, just... And then I see it's just a fucking... You know how, like, the ventriloquists and your psychics and shit, they got somebody that's in on it? It's a con, man.
Yeah.
It's a fucking con. You feel me? Oh, what's the name? Yeah, I won $1,000. I was needed for money, and Jesus, I opened my mailbox and I could pay my bills.
Sister Bernice.
Yeah.
Like nephew Tommy said,
so they're in the back scheming on new things to get people to pay more money because they get paid, and they know it's a con, man. You feel me? And y'all, and Jake,
I used to be giving 20s as a youngster, bro. Like,
yeah,
I feel bad. I'm like, Lord, I'm not getting the Holy Spirit, man. What the fuck?
You would feel fake gracious. You did all this hard work at your part-time job at Foot Locker just to come here because you didn't, let's say, you don't know the scriptures. So let's say you felt like you sinned, whether it was, I don't know, whatever you did, got drunk, fucked a bitch or something, whatever, you know. And you basically have been taught by the more money I give, it's like it's an act of selflessness, and the Most High is going to bless me. You know, it's going to come back more. So if I put $100 in this collection plate, I'm gonna get 200. You know, maybe in a month or so, some shit like that. It's just the wickedness. You see what I'm saying? That is nowhere in the scriptures. Nobody breaks it down. You feel me? And then the pride that Christians have to act like they know the scriptures when they don't, man. You feel me? Like, you know, I got into an argument with my moms. You see what I'm saying? A while back. And I'm like, yo, you don't know the scriptures, and don't take it no type of way. You're acting like you're the only one that read the Bible. Well, if you really read it, you see what I'm saying? You would be understanding why I'm saying the way I do. You know what I mean? And then really, you got a husband.
You can read it 1,000 times, but if you're not given the proper understanding, it's null and void.
Get Ethiopian eunuch in the book of Acts. Because, I mean, and then after that, we will get Proverbs 1. Because that's straight scriptural right there. It's not about reading the scripture. It's about the Most High giving you the spirit to understand the scripture if you was meant to get it, man. All right? This thing is not for everybody. The Bible is not for everybody. Salvation is not for everybody. YAHAWASHI did not die for everybody. This is not an everybody thing. Anytime that there's some everybody, all people commit, so on and so forth, that is Roman Catholicism, which is Christianity. Catholic is Latin for universal. This is not for the universe.
You want 26, you want the point of 27. Acts 8:26, and the angel of the Lord spake unto Philip, saying, Arise and go toward the south unto the way that goeth down from Jerusalem unto Gaza, which is the desert. Verse 27, and he arose and went, and behold, a man of Ethiopia, a eunuch of great authority under Candace, queen of the Ethiopians.
Right. So this guy, he obviously had to be an Israelite, but he was grown up and the Ethiopian tenants. You see what I'm saying? They cut off his rod. He was a eunuch. You feel me? But obviously, he was set to be of the elect because he accepted YAHAWASHI as his Lord and Savior. Ethiopia goes back to Cush, which is the son of Ham. The Most High is not dealing with Cush or the rest of them Hamites, man. All right? Good.
Who had the charge over all her treasure and had come to Jerusalem to worship.
And really, if you want to even go into the history, this is the same thing that Ishmael did, all right? Because before Esau had us in the transatlantic slave captivity for 1,000 years, Ishmael was fucking our ass up. That's why, Jake, if you in that bum-ass Islam, you a dumb nigga, because they would literally do that shit. They would cut off your rod and make you be a eunuch for all their wives. You know what I'm saying? I went into the history of that. I got a couple books on that shit, man. You know what I mean? It was all Jake, because there was not only a transatlantic slave trade.
Were they doing that in Rome too?
Yeah, they was doing that in Rome. There was a Arab slave trade, and then there was an Indian slave trade. All right, so you're West Africa, East Africa, and then all the way from India to China, man. Jake was scattered across all nations, man. You see what I'm saying? So go ahead, Islam. Well, that's how you get Swahili. Swahili is the Arabic merchant a language that they forced upon what's the name, Jake and a mixture of Hamites. You see what I'm saying? In order for them to trade in slaves and shit. And they not only did that by cutting off the rods of men, they would cut off the clitoris of Jake women, you feel me, to just use them as sexual objects, you see what I'm saying, to have babies, out of them. You feel me? How wicked you would have to be, you see what I'm saying, to have a woman and she can't even be pleased, you see what I'm saying, when you humbling her, you know? And that's why Ishmael, you feel me, you go back to Psalms 83, I want to say, are they the second nation or the third nation named? Tabernacles of Edom. I don't know if it goes to Moabites, but it says the house of Ishmael, the Hagarenes, so on and so forth, But it's a lot, anyway.
Verse 28, and was returning and sitting in the chariot, read Isaiah the prophet. Then the Spirit said unto Philip, go near and join thyself to his chariot. And Philip rather ran thither to him and heard him read the prophet Isaiah and said, understandest thou what thou readest? And he said, how can I except some man should guide me?
Exactly. So a man is supposed to guide you, man. All right? We got taught by the elders. You think the elders didn't get taught? Of course they did. Everybody got taught. Their elders got taught. Their elders got taught. The Most High always kept a specific people to have this understanding, man. All right? And throughout the years, it eventually went, some people kept that, because this is when you go into that crypto Jews and shit, right? When the Moors, which were Jake, that converted to Islam and shit, was basically killing people and this and that and the third. There was some people that was secretly worshiping Yahawah, you see what I'm saying, in their houses, you feel me, in the basements, link up with other Jews late night to read the scrolls and all of that. So when they got kicked out, when they got kicked out of Europe, they sent them to Sao Tome off the coast of West Africa, and a lot of them went to Jamaica. You see what I'm saying? So this is where you get your Benjamites. You see what I'm saying? That had that inkling of that I don't want to call it Judaism, but basically that Hebraic understandings of life, man.
Which got passed down, like got perverted by the Rastafarians.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying? Because what was it? What's dude named Rabbi Wentworth Matthews? He came out of Barbados. You feel me? Josiah Ford, he came out of like St. Vincent or something like that. You see what I'm saying? So Benjamin was really the one to like help, bring this thing to Judah, and then Judah blew it up. You know what I mean? And they could be Judah. You know what I'm saying? They could be just be Judah, living amongst the Benjamites. You see what I'm saying? So basically, they was reading in Isaiah, and the Ethiopian eunuch was like, "Yo, I have to be taught, man." You see what I'm saying? So this thing isn't just, you read just like Azariah said.
Well, Slag, look how many Israelites are in these churches, man, and don't have the proper understanding.
And that's that pride, man, because then you would try to get them to, but they're so stuck off that plantation Christianity, they won't even. And see, we don't do debates over here in Sons of Yahshua. We know we have the truth, all right, but you gotta humble yourself, man, all right, because y'all think y'all know something, but y'all don't. We was like that at one point in time. I had to humble myself to be like, yo, I know nothing. Let me start to research everything. That's why I said bring out Proverbs 1. Start from the top. If you can, back at the shop. So, it's like they literally. Yeah, I know. That's how I'm like blue hat with the blue bandana. Oh man, he wildin'.
You want Proverbs 1 to start reading?
Yeah, start at the top. Right?
Proverbs 1. The proverb of Solomon, the son of David, king of Israel. To know wisdom and instruction, to perceive the words of understanding, to receive instruction of wisdom, justice and judgment and equity, to give stability to the simple, to the young man knowledge and discretion.
Wait. To give stability to the simple? Isn't wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times? So Solomon, the wisest of all men under YAHAWASHI, because he was YAHAWASHI, is through his proverbs giving wisdom and knowledge to the simple, man. You see what I'm saying? And we was all simps at one point in time, man. Meaning, we didn't know this truth. We was just accepting all these women, which is these wayward philosophies, man. Not with the women of our youth, which is, the real doctrine, our first love. Our first love,
Yeah, which should make, and really, when you get this truth, it should make Jake feel guilty, man. We literally cheated on the Lord, man.
Yeah. You should, and it's like, damn, like,
how fucking stupid, bro.
Yeah, you'd be like, yo, to your parents, like, yo, why you ain't teach? I like, you feel me? So much bullshit happened in my life, but then you start to grow in the spirit. It had to happen like that,
Verse 5: A wise man will hear and will increase learning, and a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsel.
Right. So if you walk by the prophets or you see they videos, you're supposed to stop and hear their counsel. You're supposed to hear, because that's what a wise man would do.
We just had 2 Jakes roll by. If they were, not to talk shit, but if they were wise, they'd be like, what y'all got going?
Yeah.
Why y'all out here in the cold?
Hell yeah, right. Reading in front of a fucking phone. You see what I'm saying? Like talking into the wind. You feel me? With a sign.
Which YAHAWASHI called the foolishness of preaching.
No, exactly.
Why are you doing that?
But we'll be fools for YAHAWASHI. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Colin. Verse 6. To understand a proverb and the interpretation, the words of the wise and the dark saying.
Right. So didn't it say in 2 Corinthians 14 that you shall lay up these dreams and the interpretations up in your heart? You feel me? So there's not only the words, but there's a correct interpretation. All right? And I really want to, real quick, get the etymology of interpretation, or you could look it up in the Hebrew, or do both, however the Spirit takes us.
Yeah, I'll go in the interlinear real quick and grab it out of there first. Melista, H3887, and it says satire, mocking poem, mocking song, taunting figure, enigma. Interpretation, taunting. So in the interlinear, it's a taunting, a satire, mocking poem, mocking song, taunting, figure, enigma.
Right. So to understand the interpretation thereof, you're learning. You're trying to understand and comprehend the lyrics. You see what I'm saying, and how
And then mock them.
Right. You know what I mean? So what they say, a picture. Yeah, a picture says 1,000 words, right? And you can have 1,000 men looking at the same picture, but they all interpret it differently. You feel me? But it's only one interpretation. There is no private interpretation there.
Oh, okay, because mock means to copy. So you know how when you're a kid, your sibling be like, stop mocking me, stop mocking me. Well, we're supposed to mock the ultimate sibling, which is YAHAWASHI, man. Yeah. Because it means copy.
There we go.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why I said figure, because a figure is like the frame, the body, the way aesthetically looks. You see what I'm saying? So we're supposed to get the look, the pretty much figure this thing out, the interpretation, put it all together. Well, that's why I say, I said the etymology, because I know it's a compound. Interpretation, right? There's that, basically to go into. You know what I'm saying? At least that part I know. I don't know about, the latter part. Yeah. But the word itself, you see what I'm saying? You can't just skip. No, we're supposed to eat the whole roll, man. You feel me? To understand the interpretation thereof. Go all the way into it. Dwell into it, man. All right? We're supposed to be meditating on this law day and night, man.
That's right.
This is our wisdom.
I'm on the online etymology. The action of penetrating between or among, mutual penetration, diffusion of each through the other.
That's interpenetration.
Oh, so I
was about to say. I was like, but that's kind of spiritual, because interpret script wisdom, like Sophia is a woman, man.
A mental representation of the meaning or significance of something. The act of interpreting something as expressed in an artistic performance. An explanation that results from interpreting something. An explanation of something that is not immediately obvious.
Right. You see,
so having the proper interpretation.
Right.
The dark sayings aren't immediately obvious, right?
And that's why you got to get it taught to you, because you could just read it and not understand it because it wasn't broken down. That's why we go through these breakdowns.
Fine.
Because in order to build up, you got to break down first. Even to build a house, let's say it's a complete plot of land, you got to break down the land to lay the foundation. You got to go in the ground. You see what I'm saying? Tear up the soil, put the foundation down, lay it back down to level, and then you build the house. There is no building without breaking. Go ahead.
Interpret, this is in related entries, expound the meaning of render clear or explicit. And going back to the interlinear where it talks about mocking. No motherfucker came up with a new way to build a house without a foundation, man. You know what I'm saying? You have to put a roof on it. There's 4 walls, you know what I'm saying? It's essentially they're the same, even though they're a lot different, you know what I'm saying? So there's no, like we just brought out, there's no private interpretation of these scriptures, man. There's a correct way, man. And you got to get that foundation, man, that guidance from, the apostles on down, man.
That's right.
That's just what it is.
That's what it is, man. It's the same thing when we start teaching, and there's upcoming elders, they're seasoned in this thing, they're experienced. Wow. Like for instance, our elder, and I was going to say too, which we'll do probably at the end of the camp, put up a few prayers in the Lashwan Kodash for Elder Maccabee, and so that they're giving the peace on, cheerleaders, man. Cheerleaders. But anyway,
I think there are women though, so.
Hey, bro.
At least they're not no Issacharite and the VW bugs trying to get the peace sign, bro. Like, come on, bro.
But I think there was a little bit more meat on that on the Proverbs 1.
Probably, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So yeah, you know, that dark sayings and all of that, man. This thing is dark, man. There's a lot of things when you come into the truth, you're like, oh shit, that was in the Bible. Oh shit, that's in the Bible. You see what I'm saying? I remember one day, you feel me? I'm like, you know, because I was learning through the precepts, right? And it was unlocking the puzzle. But then I'm like, yo, every time they brought up certain about history, I didn't know what they was talking about. So I was like, all right, I need to get the Bible through an historical account. So I'm going to read Genesis through Revelation like a regular book. I literally told myself I'm not leaving, you see what I'm saying, until I read the whole law. Because I kept on hearing the law, the books of Moses. I literally read, you know, it took me about, I don't know, 16 hours or some shit from Genesis to like 1st and 2nd Samuel or some shit like that. Straight.
That's heavy.
You see what I'm saying?
That's heavy.
You know?
That's a lot of reading. And it's meaty reading too. So it's not like simple, I'm reading a comic book. Like it gets you tired, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
facts.
You know what I'm saying? Because
You
you get that meal.
Yeah, but that's why I lost so much weight, because I was in the world smoking weed and shit, eating peanut butter and jellies. I got down to 150, but it was like a certain type of fast, because I wasn't hungry. You feel me? I just wanted to read the scripts. You see what I'm saying? Like, and it was like a stepping stone for me to, you know, because I'm like, yo, this thing, I'm literally imagining it as a movie. I'm literally seeing Samson with the with the jawbone, literally killing niggas.
In the metapod.
In the metapod, blood splattering everywhere. You know,
real metaverse, man.
Yeah, you know, the Benjamite Ehud with his left hand dagger, you know, daggering the king of Moab, and you know, Benjamin doing some wicked shit with the homosexual shit, or the priest chopped up the concubine body and send it in packages. You feel me? Like, I seen this shit, man. You know? And that's why Elder Apostle always like, yo, you gotta see this thing. We see Babylon being destroyed. We see the sky full of chariots. We see a fathership. You feel me?
You got to picture YAHAWASHI standing on
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
So you can see him.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
He ain't sitting in the cockpit,
Hell no. We see missiles just like, it looked like planes just flying from one end of the heavens to the other. You feel me?
And some of the stuff you can Google. You can Google what it looks like for an ICBM to launch.
Yeah.
It's a test launch, but you can see
it. Yeah.
It's a fiery serpent, man.
We see this shit, bro. You feel me? Because the Most High gave us the eye salve, you know, to see, man. You know, spiritually. Go ahead,
This is verse 7. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, but fools despise wisdom and instruction.
Yo, you see, like, fools despise this shit, man. You know, how you despise something that's going to reward you later on?
That's watching for your soul.
It's because you don't have no vision. That's damn near Edomite spirit. You feel me? Because Esau, what did he do? He sold his birthright for a morsel of meat. He had no vision. He didn't see what was but see, it was all set up that way anyway. We gotta say that in order for y'all to understand. You don't make no decisions, man, down to the little minutest thing, man.
What you ate for breakfast,
you know? Yeah. What type of beer you want to drink at the bar that day? You know, what type of movie you pop on a Sunday night?
What female you holler at?
Yeah,
anything.
Yeah, anything. You know,
especially
what type
of
sneakers you put on. Straight up, the Most High has it all altered. We are given the illusion of choice, like you said in the Matrix Resurrections, man. All right.
I still got it out.
And people can't fathom that. You see what I'm saying? But it is what it is, man. It is what it is, man.
Hey, the brother Zebulon Warrior put a step up. Come. It's Jeremiah 5:7. How shall I pardon thee for this? Thy children have forsaken me and sworn by them that are no gods. When I have fed them to be full, they then committed adultery and assembled themselves by troops in the harlot's house.
Yeah, in the harlot houses, which are these churches, man. You know, Elder Apostle Tahar just brought that out, man. All right, a harlot, all right, being, you know, a prostitute, being reminiscent to these other philosophies, man. All right, so you going into these brothels that's full of your mosque, your synagogue, all right, your motherfucking your church, right, your temple. Yeah, they training, you know, and swore by themselves to gods which are no gods, man. They have no power. All right, Yahawah is the Most High power, and all power has been given unto YAHAWASHI. Hence why we worship him, man. All knees is gonna bow because he has all power. When he come back, everybody's gonna realize. You see what I'm saying? He's the King of Kings, Lord of Lords, man. All right, and he's a dark pigmented man with woolly hair, with an austere, strict look on his face that looks like he want to fucking smack the shit out you. You know?
Well, you know, Jake doesn't get it to the very end, and just like last time, YAHAWASHI said, "You guys would know that I am the son of the Heavenly Father when He delivered me up." You know what I mean? And they saw all those miracles. So this time, you're going to see him in the miracle of his coming, and be destroyed. And it's not going to be him that's going to be destroyed. It's going to be you.
Like you said, they training.
I want to
show them.
Yeah, they heavy with it right now, bro. That's Esau. He like, see, I'm going to hit you fucking Israelites with a fucking tomahawk. Shut up.
You know?
He like, shut these Israelites up.
So just
show them how and that's Esau trying to show how easy it will be, God. Because all they got, the missiles they got is guided, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? All you would have to do is whoop, and he's gone. And that shit would just right here, and this whole shit right here, bro, would be just fucking gone, bro.
I think this nigga gave me a shit that's not even fucking.
It's not charged.
Hell no, because it just said 20% battery, and I'm pressing the button and can't. So we gonna close it out soon, then, cause
Con. Well, I mean, I gotta head in the plantation anyway.
Yeah. Well, that was gonna be the end when you had to go, but you know,
shit happens.
Hell yeah. So
I have mine charged too, bro.
Well, just know, like we know, right? You know, the Most High. This is the year of Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI turning shit up, man. You know, right. So I mean, that name or statement, you see what I'm saying, was said through the Spirit, through the elders, all right, by filtering it out through the scriptures, understanding the prophecies of what's going on, man. All right, 2022 is when the fire is going to, and look, and that was deep when you said about the popcorn in the oven or whatever, you know, because when you want to hurry some shit up, you turn the you know, let's say you cooking eggs or something, you got it on 2 or 1 or simmer or some shit when you got time. But let's say you got to go to work, you like, yo, let me put this shit on 8 or 9 or something like that. You feel me? So you can hurry up before it burn. No, you don't want it to burn. So, but the fire is, matter of fact, we're gonna finish off with that script. Let's go to Zechariah chapter 13. We go conclude with that. All right, because this is what it's meaning by Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI turning up, man. Because we could really go into Second Esdras as well, chapter 16.
What you want in 13?
Verse 9, about the 2/3, 1/3.
Yeah, okay. You want me to start at 8 though? Zechariah chapter 13 and verse 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die.
Right, in Babylon, that's the land, and 2/3, 2 parts is 2/3. 2 parts out of the whole. Right?
Well, I mean, realistically, the South America gonna get hit too. You know what I'm saying? Because they got 2/3 over there.
Yeah, true, but remember all of
the nukes hitting here.
Yeah, it's hitting over here. You see what I'm saying? So people's gonna be down all over the world. But I just remember Pastor Rama had to bring it out that land that it's talking about is really it's 2/3 of people here. You see what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, because the elect would go gather up them motherfuckers and shit too.
Yeah, so when we come back down as gods, Abaratazah, you feel me? We're gonna be jumping over heathen to slaughter wicked ass Jake in these other lands, and to take the kings of the Amalek and everybody else into slavery, and taking concubines of the other nations and so on and so forth. You feel me? They're gonna fight us back, so on and so forth. Yeah. So the 2/3 is gonna they're gonna die by the sword, famine, plague, but the ones that survive all that is gonna be missile food here in Babylon. You know what I'm saying?
But the third part, but the third shall be left therein. Verse 9. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord is my power.
So in order to call in his name, you have to know the name. The name of the Father is YAHAWAH, and the name of the Son is YAHAWASHI. Right? So and
more importantly for us right now is YAHAWASHI. You know what I'm saying? Because Heavenly Father, he don't want to hear none of our shit.
Yeah, that's right.
We're dirty, man.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Because we're going to be calling them. That's why I said in Acts, Peter said, out of all names under heaven, by one name shalt thou be saved. It's talking about YAHAWASHI. So, we're going to, some people, YAHAWASHI or YAHAWASHI. You feel me? We're just going to be crying unto YAHAWASHI, But, so I really said that was the last verse, but if you can't get 2nd Ezra 16,
we got it. I'm still in there.
Oh, okay. Where it goes in there, they shall know my chosen. If you could find it real quick, I think it's 43 or 46 or something. But that fire that is talking about for that gold and silver, how it's refined and tried, all right, is these perils, these tribulations that is coming upon all the earth, man. All right, specifically for Jacob, which is Jacob's trouble, man. That's that fire, man. All right. So you got your societal, national, all right, fire, and then you got your individual fire. You're gonna be going through your own little thing as well. You know what I mean? And he's gonna be bringing us through that so that we can shine, man. All right, just like a diamond. When you pick up a diamond, it don't have its luster. All right. When the blood diamonds that Ham or really be Jake, out there in West Africa, they get these diamonds in Sierra Leone and so on, and then they send it to Amalek, and Amalek do what he do to it, princess cut, VVS's, do this and do that to give it that luster. You see what I'm saying? It's the same thing with gold. You get gold, you gotta polish it, you gotta put it through the fire, you gotta get all that other rudiments of the elements that was in it, because gold is in the earth. So there's all types of maybe iron mixed in there, your dirt, your this and that. So you want it to be 100% gold. You feel me?
Let me get this.
Come on, bring it out.
This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 16 and 73. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire.
Right. You see
a house divided cannot stand,
That's
man.
Right. I would have shown. I was waiting for a punch to be thrown, but Esau some pussy. But it's two Edomites there about to get it rocking, and niggas don't want to get it rocking. Dude took off his coat and all that. You feel me? But that's how these curses come upon our enemies, man. But anyway, matter of fact, read that again, and then we're gonna close out.
2nd Ezra 16 and 73. Then shall be Salakia. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire.
So see how it says, then there's going to be a certain time where the Most High knows it's my chosen. That goes back to Zechariah, for they shall be called my people, and I will be called their God, their power. You see what I'm saying? So who's his people? The Israelites. You see what I'm saying? So we have to be tried, through the fire as gold is tried in the fire, man.
That's right.
And this goes back to Isaiah, for I shall make a man more precious than fine gold, than the gold of Ophir. You see what I'm saying?
Got to get rid of that dross.
Right. So in order for you to be more precious, you got to go through tribulations. You got to go through a fire. All right. So those men that's going to have 7 women, take hold of one man, it ain't going to be no regular man. All right. In the chapter before it, it says that her men, talking about the daughters of Zion, specifically the southern kingdom, but thy men shall fall by the sword in the war, man, and she shall sit desolate upon the ground. All right. So the Most High is only going to be taking the elect, all right, is going to make it through the fire, going to endure through the fire until the end. And those are going to be the ones at the most, because look, the Most High said in songs for, you know, I know all the desires of thy heart. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us, you know, could be, you know, sexually frustrated. So, you know, listen, we're lions, man. You see what I'm saying?
So hey, some of us just want to hunt hella bad.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
You know, yeah, shit like that. So, you know, there's either way, the ones that go is going to get his desire, man. You see what I'm saying? You know, through the spirit and power of YAHAWASHI. So with that, you know, we're going to conclude. We want to, you know, give all praises to our Father.
YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Rakak, Quadash.
We want to give double honors to the apostles. That was a great millstone who do rule well. Double honors to them. We want to give a shalom. You see what I'm saying, to the governing body, the Bayath Dawadah, the house of David, the 144,000 prophets, men that's out there presenting their bodies as a living sacrifice. Another shalom to the hopeful elect of the 1/3, the remaining first fruits, all right, the men, women, and children out there that is not only hearers of the word, but doers of the word, keeping these law, statutes, commandments to the best of ability, but first and foremost, having faith on YAHAWASHI. All right. Special shalom to the Aquath out there listening, learning, in subjection unto their husbands. All right. And in silence. All right. And, you know, quick little exhortation. If you can, pray for our elder Maccabee. You see what I'm saying? You're going through a lot of issues right now. You see what I'm saying? That's why you're not here. All right, and as well, and you know, pray for the elect, man. You know, because I tend to go through that a lot. You know what I mean? Like when I be wanting to pray for specific people, but then I don't know
all the elect.
Yeah, so if he's the elect, if we're the elect, you know, then you know it's a done deal. You see what I'm saying?
You know, the elder said we say that to be humble because given this knowledge, you know, it's highly likely. You know, but we got to be humble and we got to finish the course because it's about finishing the course. It says, "He that endureth to the end, the same shall be saved." So you got to pray for that endurance. Pray that Psalm 51, take not thy spirit from me, O Lord.
That's right.
Salakia.
And like Elder Malcolm has said, you probably not of the elect if you ain't going through no hell. You know, so you know when you see brothers going through some shit, just know that the Most High is dealing with him on a spiritual level, correction, man, because he loveth them as a son. All right, so with that, we say Kwam Yasharala.
Kwam Yasharala.
Bob the Ball.
Bob the Ball.
Shalom. Shalom.